lots of stains and lots of negativities in our heart, and these are not part of our nature. Our nature is pure, wise, and loving. And but the stains that we have, the negativities, the negative emotions, can be removed quite easily. And all these practices are there to remove these negativities. So we do symbolically the Buddha bath. And that is, the Buddha symbolizes our Buddha nature, our perfect or divine nature. And when they do this, they give the bath with the holy water, which is water with saffron. Saffron has the quality to purify. And you imagine that there's a light going through you, and that you leave your negativities, your worries, all the things that you don't like, you know, about yourself and about the world. You leave them outside. And you can do this also on behalf of your friends, your family, and actually all the beings. So, you know, we expand our, you know, our vision, we expand our perception of the world. And so we will do this, and then we will invite you to start with the Buddha bath, to do the same thing, and you will see that the effect, take your time really, and you will see that the effect is to open the heart, and so that the heart becomes, you know, kind of connectable or connected with the energy of the relics. And then you can start to tour around and see the relics of, first we have the Buddha Shakyamuni in the first case. So Buddha is the historical Buddha. And what are relics? Relics are found in many traditions, but in Buddhism it's something very common, actually, even nowadays. And what happened is that when the Buddha passed, they cremated his body, and they found in the ashes these relics, which are crystals, and they have the shape of little pearls, like pearls, and different size of crystals. And these are a manifestation of the quality of the mind of the enlightened beings. So the quality of loving kindness, of love and compassion and wisdom have sort of, you know, manifested in these pearls. So you can really feel the energy in them. And what happens really is that we connect with them. Why? Simply because this is our nature. This is who we really are inside. So that's why this is happening. We connect with these relics, and they are like a mirror for us. And nobody leaves usually a relic tour without something, you know, without some kind of experience, whatever that is. So you have in this first case Buddha Shakyamuni, the founder of this tradition of Buddhism in India. And then further you have his closest disciples, like Shariputra, for those who know these names. And all of them are, you know, reached liberation or enlightenment. And so they left behind, after their death, they left these relics for us to be able to reconnect with these energies. So it's through their compassion that they actually left these relics behind. And then further, you will go further, and this is a Maitreya project that is, you know, the spiritual leader of our lineage are Tibetan Lamas. The main one being, of course, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and also Lama Zopa Rinpoche on the right side, and Lama Yeshe. And of course, so we are more, you know, related to the Tibetan tradition of Buddhism. And that's why you will see that we have many Tibetan enlightened beings, relics. So you can, clockwise, this is tradition, clockwise, because it seems a kind of energy in this direction, you know, going into this direction. And the last display case, you will see that there are relics of masters who passed quite recently. One of the latest we have passed last year in September, and they found hundreds of relics in his ashes. So, and there are many stories about around the relics. They have really energies. For example, I have witnessed one of the relic of one of the masters who the relic started to glow suddenly, you know, and we were around the altar, and one of the relic of Lama Zopa started to produce some bluish light, you know, on one side, and we were like, oh, this is probably a reflection of a lamp or something, you know. So we switched off the lamps, and we all came to see closer, and we really could see that the relic was glowing, which shows that these relics are living objects, you know, they still have the energy of the mind, so it's not like, you know, something that is dead, there's no energy, so that's why I think they are so wonderful. And many stories around the relics. We would call them miracles, you know, because our minds are usually quite limited, we have a very scientific mind, and we don't open our mind to things that are beyond our understanding. But I was myself, I'm a scientist, trained as a scientist, and for me, frankly, the relics for me had no, I was not very much interested. But my first experience with being in the presence of the relics and you know, experience these different miracles, then I had to change my mind because yeah, really, they are wonderful living objects. So I hope that you will all have some kind of experience, and as Dr. Michael said, the energy will stay here forever. You know, it's in Buddhism we also have the concept of interdependence, and everything has a cause and a result. So we are creating the causes now here with the presence of the relic for the peace to be, you know, to spread in the world, and loving kindness. This is the main message of the relics, and it will have results. You know, there's no such thing as something happening that is not continuing to influence. So this relic will have an influence on you, but also on the city and on the country and all the whole world. So it is something very precious, and we are so fortunate to have them all here today. And this is the last day, so if you have people around you who would like to come to see them, it's really, you can make some phone calls and bring other people. So sorry for taking more time than expected. Now we are going to do the prayers. It's just a few minutes.
The human and divine offerings actually arranged and mentally created, clouds of finest Samantabhadra offerings filled the entire space. Om Namo Bhagavate Vajrasava Pramadane Tathagataya Ahatare Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Vaje Vaje Maha Vaje Maha Teja Vaje Maha Vidya Vaje Maha Bodhicitta Vaje Maha Bodhi Mendova Samramana Vaje Sarva Karma Avarana Vishodhana Vaje Soha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vajrasara Pramadane Tathagataya Ahatare Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Vaje Vaje Maha Vaje Maha Teja Vaje Maha Vidya Vaje Maha Bodhicitta Vaje Maha Bodhi Mendova Samramana Vaje Sarva Karma Avarana Vishadana Vaje Soha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vajrasara Pramadane Tathagataya Ahatare Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Vaje Vaje Maha Vaje Maha Teja Vaje Maha Vidya Vaje Maha Bodhicitta Vaje Maha Bodhi Mendova Samramana Vaje Sarva Karma Avarana Vishadana Vaje Soha. By the power of truth of the three rare sublime ones, the blessing of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the great wealth of the completed two collections, and the sphere of phenomena being pure and inconceivable. May these clouds of offerings arising through transformation by the Bodhisattvas, Aryas, Samantabhadra, Manjushri, and so forth, unimaginable and inexhaustible, equaling the sky, arise in the eyes of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, be received.
So we imagine that all the enlightened beings have received these wonderful offerings, and they they rejoice. They are happy that we can be here today doing this practice instead of, being in the world and preoccupied by our worldly concerns, how we call them. And so we can pay homage to them, to the enlightened beings, and so they are very pleased, especially with the fact that we work with our minds and our hearts to open to the world and to the universal energy of love and compassion. So now I would like to invite two volunteers. Imagine that the buildings, offerings and space around us are completely pure and stainless. From our heart, offering goddesses holding vases of pure nectar come forth and make offerings to all the Buddhas, deities and local guardians. Doing this purifies all of your own imperfections. Then think how wonderful it would be if all sentient beings had this kind of purity. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May they be free of disease and the causes of diseases. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings had happiness and the causes of happiness. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to abide in equanimity, free of attachment and anger. May our teachers, gurus, monks and nuns have everything they need and long lives. May we never be parted from the perfect human rebirth and the opportunity for bliss. May I too have these opportunities so that I may be of benefit to all sentient beings. With this visualization in mind, pour water over the statue of the Buddha each time you recite the following Maitreya Buddha mantra 3 times. Om Mohi Mohi Maha Mohi Soha. Om Muni Muni Mara Soha. Om Mohi Mohi Maha Mohi Soha. Om Muni Muni Mara Soha. Om Mohi Mohi Maha